Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can associate your Azure AI Search with the agent created inside Azure AI Foundry. So this is again one of the most awaited videos wherein people are asking how we can connect these two things in a very easy way, because when we are talking about integrating these two systems with each other, there are different ways you can do it. Few are very complex, but there are easier ways as well. So let's go ahead and see how we can take our own document, index it using Azure AI Search, and then utilize that index data with our agent to answer the user queries. So make sure that you have an active subscription of the Azure and you are logged into that. The very first thing we will do is we'll create the resource group. So this video is for those who are very confused, like what to do, how to get started, where should I create resources, how these resources are, all the resources which we are deploying are talking to each other. So I am going to show you every single step, starting from resource group creation to the talking with the agent. So make sure that you are with me until the end of this video. So let's go ahead and create the very first thing, which is resource groups. So I'm going to create a new resource group here and we'll name it as, let's call it as test East US, and I'm going to click on review plus create. So the resource group is created. Here we can see, let's refresh it. So this is the resource group which got created. Next thing is we need to deploy an instance of Azure AI Foundry. So you can go ahead and use this search bar to select Azure AI Foundry, and otherwise if you are using this very frequently, you may see on the top over here. So once you are inside Azure AI Foundry, click on create a resource and we will select the same resource group which we created in East US few seconds back. And here I need to provide some name to this AI Foundry resource. So I would say test AI Foundry. Make sure that you are sticking to the same region. If you want, you can click on this hyperlink to see the pricing details. And this is the place where you can provide some name. So if you are not giving any name, it will take first project as the default name. So now again, next thing, if you are working with the production application, make sure that you are configuring this network identity and all these informations properly. So as this is a demo, so I am least bothered about all those information. So seems there is a name issue, so I need to change this name so that it will be unique. Click on create, and here we can see deployment is initialized. So it's gonna take few seconds here. Next thing what we can do is we can go ahead and take a look at the document which I'm going to use today. So this is a sample resume which I have downloaded from the internet, and we are going to query this particular resume using our agent. So we will be asking few questions about the experience, the profile, names, and all those things. And how we can query this document is again using the index data. So in order to index this data, first we need to push it to the blob storage. So there are multiple ways you can use it. I'm going with the blob way. So let's go to storage accounts as a second step. And here we will create a new storage account in the same region and the same resource group basically. So let's name it as AI storage. It's already taken. I will just append another E to make it unique. Okay, and choose the preferred storage type. So these are the three available. We are going with Azure Blob Storage, the very first option. I'm going with the standard one. And then we have the redundancy part. I don't want to redundant to multiple regions, so I will just go with LRS. Click on review plus create. Again, same rule applies here. If you are going with the production application, then make sure that you are configuring all these options using these tabs shown on the top. Click on create. and it will create an instance of Azure account. So again, let's give it a few seconds here. And once this is created, we will go ahead and create a blob container inside this storage account, wherein we will be pushing our document. So it is still going on. So these are the few steps. First, you need to create the resource group. Second, you need to deploy a Foundry resource. Third, you need to make sure that your data is uploaded at the required locations. Then fourth thing, again it is saying deployment failed. Let me quickly check it out. So what it is saying is, and some internal servers, maybe I need to redeploy this. It is some internal error over there. So, and I will name this change as well because it is saying it is already taken. So I would append my name. Hopefully this time it's unique. Review plus create. And what it is saying, resource group. Name is there. Everything should be green now. Okay, so review plus create. And click on create. Deployment is in progress. Hopefully it should be done this time. Cool. So here we can see green tick mark. So this time it was successful. Let's go to the resource group, resource which we just created, and this is the one. It created two. Actually it was internal error, but still the resource was created. Let's go with this one. And here I am going to storage browser. Click on the blob container, and here we will add new container. And we'll say resume holder and click on create. Let's refresh it, and this is the place where we are going to upload our resume. Well, so it's done. Now we have our storage account ready, so let's go back to Azure AI Foundry, and I'm sure resource must have deployed. This is the one which just created, and from here we will go to Foundry portal, and now this is the place where we are going to spend much of time. So here on the left hand side you can see many options. On the center of the screen there are many options. So these things I'm not going to explain you again. I have already covered all these options in my earlier videos. So if you are interested in knowing, or if you are new to Azure AI Foundry, I would recommend you to go and check out my playlist, which is very specific to Azure AI agents, and there you will get much information about this. So, but for this video we will just take the bare minimum things which we need. The only thing which we need here is the agents and the model and the endpoints. So on the left hand side you can see agents. So click on agents and it will pop up a new dialog for you. This is the dialog I was talking, where you need to select the model which your agent will be using. So because without model there is no point of creating an agent. Agent can't do anything by its own without a model. So we need at least one deployed model, and that deployed model we will be associating with our agent. So now for deploying a model there are two ways. One way is the one which I just shown you. So click on the agents and it will pop up that dialog where you can deploy a new model using this flow. Second thing is you can also go and select the left hand side option, models plus endpoints. I personally prefer this one because if you want to deploy multiple models you can utilize this same workspace. So click on deploy model and deploy base model. Here you can select the model of your choice. I'm going with GPT-4o. Confirm. and make sure that you are selecting the correct region. So for me it is showing East US 2. So let's not take this one. Hello. So let me select some other model from here. I will go for 5 mini. Let's try this model. And it is available in East US, so it is good for us. Okay, so this is the one model. Second thing is, like I mentioned, we will be utilizing Azure AI Search, which means that we need a model which can generate the embedding for us. Because how this agent is going to talk with our data is the one for which we are generating the embedding. We need index data. So let's go ahead and deploy another model which will generate the embedding for us. Again, this one is not available in this region. Let me select some other model. So I can take this one because my data is not that big. Click on deploy. And we have our models ready. Perfect. Next thing is we can go to agents. I was just showing you how to deploy the model using second way. The first way I'm going to show you next, because there may be a case that the model you just deploy is not supported by the agent. So in that case, for agents, what you can do is you can go here, and here you can see there is no GPT-5, right? So it means that it is not supported by the agent. You have to select the one from this particular list. So, and make sure that you have all the filters turned off. So in my case, I need chat completion, so that's why it is on. So what I can do is I can go ahead and deploy from here, and here you can see it is available in this particular region. Okay, so this is my agent, and here I am going to name something. Let's give proper name, and this is the agent ID, which definitely we cannot change it. And here you can select the model which you want. So this is the one here. So I'm going with the one which I just deployed. Then next thing is we need to provide the instruction, but before providing the instruction, I want to associate the data which is sitting in my storage account. So what I can do is I can go to knowledge and click on add. Here you can see many options. So the very first one is uploading from the local files, which I have already showcased in my earlier video. In this video, I will be talking about Azure AI Search. Let's go to this, and here if you have seen the screen earlier, that was showing whether you have already created the index. So if you have already created, then it will ask you to select. If not, then it will show you this particular screen. So in our case, we are doing everything from scratch, so no indexes were created earlier. Now if you will click on this, there is option connect other Azure AI search resource. So if you have already created something in the same region, you can go ahead and connect using this option. Otherwise, you can go and click on this create new Azure AI Search. Using this, we will be creating a new instance of Azure AI Search, which will be holding our data, index data basically. So let's go to this region, and here I would name it as AI Easy Search, and here location would be the same. Make sure that you are selecting the correct pricing tier. So there are various tiers available, and on the rightmost column you can see the pricing. So for this demo purpose, I am going with the basic tier. Click on review plus create and click on create. Now, whatever the resources we are creating, sometimes it takes time like 2 to 5 minutes to reflect in the agent. So there is a high possibility that the system will not work immediately. So although we have created this search instance, but still there are chances that it may not appear. So let me reopen this dialog so that things will get refreshed and see if it is appearing over here. And you can see we are lucky enough and it is appearing over here. Click on add connection so that this particular Azure AI search instance will get associated with our Foundry project. Then it is asking if you have already created the index. So in our case, we haven't created, so nothing is appearing over here in this drop down. So we'll go ahead and create a new index. We'll provide some name. And what is the data source? From where do you want to pull your data so that the system can index it? So this is in Azure Blob Storage. If you want, you can even keep it in any of these two options. So let's select the storage account. So this is the storage account where we have this container resume holder, and this is the container which is holding our actual resume. Now, if you are working with a production-based application, you need to make sure that you are utilizing managed identity. And here is the place where we need to select the model for embedding. So this is the model which we just deployed, and I'm acknowledging it. So if you want, you can just click on this hyperlink and take a quick look about the pricing. And if everything is good, then it will go ahead and create an index for us. Let's give it some time. It's going to take close to a minute. Okay, so it's done. Now next thing is it is asking whether you want to give some better name to our index. So if you want, you can provide, otherwise you can copy same as how I have done. Then we have search type. What is your search type? So I'm going with the hybrid one. And if you want to map your fields by yourself rather than relying on the system or the Azure AI Search, you can also click on this custom field, and here you can say which is your content data, which field do you want to set as a file name, and similar title, similarly for the title. So I would rather rely on the system, let it choose by itself rather than me guiding it. Now as soon as connection was done, you can see a new entry got added over here under the knowledge. Now last thing which is remaining is providing the instructions. Apart from that, if you want, you can tweak these parameters and just play around that. I'm going to write some instruction over here. So I would say answer all the questions based on the given resume which is in your knowledge base. Do not answer outside the knowledge base. One last thing I would say is, if you don't know any answer, say I don't know. It is always good to give specific instructions, so that's why I'm saying just mention I don't know. Now there is no need to save it. As soon as you will lose focus, it will start saving. As you can see on the bottom right, it is saying it is saved. Okay, now if I will go ahead and try it in playground, there are chances that things may not work because sometimes it takes 2 to 5 minutes to reflect the changes. So let's see if we are lucky enough. And now I'm going to ask a question. Is the candidate from London? So I'm talking about the same candidate for which we have uploaded the resume. So here we can see it is saying, yes, the candidate has worked in London, United Kingdom for multiple roles, including positions as at Resume Verdit, Polyhire, and Growthsea. So let's quickly validate this. So indeed, this candidate has worked in this place, and this place. So it means that we are getting the correct information. Let's try out a few more questions. So how much experience he has? Let's try this one, and it should come somewhere 8 to 9. Perfect. So here you can see the candidate has approximately 9 years of professional experience, starting from an internship in 2014. Let's quickly check. So at the bottom you can see the internship started in 2014, and if you add up these years and the experience, it will come around 9 years old, which is perfect. And it is also saying it has worked through the roles such as business and intelligence analyst, big data developer, cloud architect, and whatnot. Now I'm going to ask one final question, which is a little bit detailed one. So I want to check if the candidate is a perfect fit. So I would say, can you summarize his experience in 2 lines and also provide your recommendation if he is a good fit for database administrator role, I think. And if you look at this resume, I don't think he has worked as a database much. He did work this much, but most of his experience is something else, more like a analyst or something. But let's see what this agent has to say. So can you summarize his experience in 2 lines and also provide your recommendation if he's a good fit for database administrator's role? So the candidate has 9 years of experience across roles like business and intelligence analyst, big data developer, cloud architect, ETL developer, so and so. Based on his extensive experience in data engineering and ETL processes, he appears to be a strong fit for a database administrator role. I think this response is correct, because whatever the resume it is mentioned, like the analysis or the ETL or the data engineer, it has, and here you can see it has used SQL Server, then he has DBA experience as well. So I think whatever the response we are getting is good. And if I can ask another question, is he a web developer? So let's try this last question. It has developed, candidate has developed website, and however his primary expertise lies in data engineering, ETL processes and analytics rather than full stack or dedicated web development. That's the perfect answer we are looking for. So you have seen how nicely we have taken a simple document. We got it indexed using Azure AI Search. We got an index using the embedding models, pushed it into the Azure AI Search, and then we connected all these components with our agent. So now, in case if the system is not working as expected, I would really suggest you to go ahead and tweak the instruction, describe in better way how your agent should behave, what this agent is all about, and I'm sure you will get better response after multiple iterations. Last thing I want to show here is if you want to run this in VS Code, or if you want to use this application with your own UI, then you can simply go to view code and it will give you the source code as well. So Python, C# as well as this JavaScript. So the only thing which you need to make sure that you are moving these things into a better place. Here it is suggesting that use environment variable or secret management tool like Azure Key Vault, so that these are not exposed directly inside the code, whether it is the agent ID or the endpoint or anything. So that's all I have for today, and I hope you got an idea how we can make all these systems talk with each other. So do let me know in comments what other flow you are looking for. Most likely in my next video, I will show you how you can retain this conversation if you want to continue this conversation next time when you are opening the application. So till then, do let me know in comments what you are thinking about this, and we'll talk soon. Thanks for watching.